Masturbation is really healthy, and I recommend it to people of all ages. All ages. As soon as my nephews could talk, they were doing that. That's what they were doing. Kids touch themselves.
No, 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 no,
Masturbation
no.
is
They don't. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There's just some things I can't just sit around and just listen to. There's just some things I can't sit around and listen to. So what the hell is happening here now? Well, I am confused. I am confused. When did summer camp turn into sex camp? Summer sex camp, children's sex camp. What the hell is happening here? What is going on? What exactly is going on? Because I don't think that a lot of this stuff is being thought through very much. I mean, what the hell is going on? A Kentucky summer camp teaches children to masturbate and have sex on drugs. It seems like you have to be super careful with your children. You have to be super careful. You never know who has the right ideas for your kids. You don't, because a lot of times you send them to camp, they might be being taught by a bunch of perverts. Now, going back to the video that we just started. So this is a summer camp that teaches children about sexuality and gender and all these new age hippy-dippy bullshit things that people always like to talk about. A Kentucky-based virtual sex education summer camp taught young attendees how to masturbate, obtain an abortion, and have sex while on drugs. The Sexy Sex Ed Camp was a virtual camp based out of Hazard County, Kentucky. So this was going on. That took place in the summer of 2021. The organizers have been operating sex education workshops for children since 2012. So they've been doing this for a while. The camp first gained attention on Twitter Tuesday after the account libs of TikTok and Manhattan Institute scholar Christopher Rufo shared information about the camp, including details about the camp's curriculum, which included a workshop on masturbation in which participants learned techniques to make the most of their masturbation experience. First of all, adults taking masturbation classes, really? You need to sit down and have somebody tell you that it's okay, you can masturbate? That's ridiculous. For adults, now you're doing it to children who are way more impressionable and way more likely to be addicted to these types of activities as well. Are you putting drugs in their hands? Because you might as well be. Because people get addicted to everything, especially pleasure. And you're teaching them to set off that little neurochemicals of pleasure going throughout your body. And every time you grab your Winky or you rub your Susie, you feel amazing. And then you do it and you do it and you do it and you keep doing it. There's a slippery slope that you have with these things. And I know we're teaching them not to do that, though. We want healthy. You want it to be healthy. It's not healthy. Being healthy is not being opened to too much sexuality, because eventually, once you become desensitized to it, you're going to have to keep going and keep going. And a lot of times, these people hyper-focus on sex. They hyper-focus on sex. And look, I love sex. I'm sure you love sex. Maybe not. Maybe you're asexual. But most of us love sex. Most people do enjoy sex. There is no stigma to it. Go out and get laid. That happens all the time. People do that all the time. There's no stigma to it. We're not Puritans. We're not the Puritans. I love how these activists act like we're being Puritans when in actuality you're using basic human psychology and understanding that this is not going to be good for them to be dealing with for a long period of time. Not for a long period of time. So who are these people? Who are these people? Now, here's one of them, Tanya Turner. She is the creator of the sex camp, and Tanny is a femme-fat queen, magical pleasure worker, educator, and artist. She was raised in rural Kentucky by a host of witchy women alongside sisters and cousins. A coven-like mountain matriarchy. Oh, that sounds like you'd want to be in that. Sounds like shit, honestly. But we'll continue on, if you will, on Stony Fork. A coven-like mountain matriarchy, if you will, on Stony Fork. Her craft tools are candles, crystals, oils, plants, music, sex toys, oh, of course, tarot, Scorpio, yeah, all this horseshit. Okay, Tanya, we get it. And was Tanya the one that was talking at first? Huh. Caitlin Cummings. Caitlin Cummings is a 23-year-old radical queer mountain woman that grew up in the hollers of Vico, Kentucky. What is a radical queer? If you're queer, you're different. So you're radically different. What is a radical queer? Is that political? Are you a radical political queer? She grew up always hearing about the injustices of the world and wanting to do things to help. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? We have all heard about the injustices in the world and wanted to do something about it. But what you're doing seems like it may create more injustices. It seems like there may be people who, take advantage of children. And if you make children not have a sense of, oh, wait a minute, this is bad. Oh, it's okay. They can play with my Winky. I play with it all the time. Do you see the slippery slope here? Do you understand that if you're teaching children that this is okay when they're children and then they're with, somebody they don't know, a stranger possibly because they are children, and you teach them that this is okay, is it okay then? What is happening here? The children need to be protected. You protect the young. You don't exploit them. And exploit them for what? To teach them what? Sexuality? You want to teach them to jack off? What is that? They'll figure that out. They'll figure it out. Continuing on. She is currently working on a degree in human services where she plans to expand her sex ed work to help people understand that with proper education and body love, you can heal in a lot of different ways, as she has herself. What do you jack off and you're healed? You go through a traumatic experience and you jack off and you're better? I mean, I just want to make sense of this. She's worked with All Access EKY, though, through Appel Shop, making media to raise awareness about reproductive healthcare issues in Appalachia. So let me guess, your reproductive healthcare issues is you want abortion. That's the only reproductive healthcare issues I'm sure you're worried about. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Caitlin has volunteered with different organizations throughout her college life, including blah, 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 blah. Camp is made for empowering gender non-conforming and trans youth with music, self-expression, and self-love, as well as The Cottage, a child abuse advocacy center that handles cases of child abuse in ages 1 to 17 years old. Well, there you go. You're probably going to be creating more clients then. Doesn't seem like this is a very positive thing to be heading towards. Lara Helene, I can't read. Lara Helene is an 18-year-old musician, so these are all children. I do notice that all of these people are very young too, and it seems like they probably don't have the world's experience behind them. It doesn't seem. But growing up in the Appalachian foothills, Lara's life and work have been greatly impacted by the magnificence of the mountains, because the mountains motivate me to masturbate, or whatever the thing. I don't even know what is her thing. Is her thing not masturbating, or is it just music? Lara plays great value and Lara places great value and focus on the rich musical heritage of her home, especially in regards to banjo, dance calling, and protest songs. Ooh. As a young non-binary queer in Appalachia, Lara strives to use their songs, voice, and life to fight for human rights. Yeah, sing a song. Sing a song. I like songs. They're proud alumni and intern of Girls Rock Witzburg and a member of Family Folk Week whatever. And then Kristen Oten. Kristen Oten is a young, fat, differently abled queer community organizer and college student from southern West Virginia. And I'm sorry, she called herself fat. I guess that's in her bio. So she's young, fat, differently abled. West Virginia. And it seems like a lot of this stuff, like you want to label yourself. You want to come up with a good label. What's my good label? Don't label me. Don't put me in a label. But as soon as I'm into my group, I want to be put into a label. And they create all these New labels. Oh, it's a new label. That's what it is. We got the new labels now. Kristen led West Virginia's first body positive party in 2019 that has led her into a world of fighting for inclusivity for people like her. She has also worked with Planned Parenthood to secure period products for students across southern West Virginia. And good for her, man. Good for her. Getting period products for the kids. Now, here's the thing that I'm really interested in checking out, because now these are for children. You got a lot of camp, like a lot of this camp is for children. But here's the thing. Sex with me. Sex with me. Self-pleasure workshop. You have to have a workshop for masturbating. It's okay to love yourself. You can love yourself. Masturbate. That's the thing. Masturbate and masturbate some more, and then go on and masturbate. Oh, you want to fucking figure out what's wrong with your life? Go masturbate. Participants will explore personal views on self-pleasure as well as learn techniques to make the most out of their masturbation experience. The workshop will include discussion, games, and some hands-on practice. On hands! Ugh. Reproductive health, the basic and beyond, gender diversity, male and female, talk it out, relationships, let's talk about sex, sexy trans sex ed, self-managed self-managed abortion info, using the World Health Organization. Oh yeah, because those are very trustworthy people. Listed protocols and SAS self-managed abortion safe and supported info guide will provide information about self-managed abortion to reduce self-managed abortion stigma, reduce any negative health impact associated with unsafe abortion methods, and ensure that self-managed abortions are medically and legally as safe as possible. Oh man, dude. You want to teach children this? This is for children? And last but not least, the rest of the schedule here, pelvic floor health is for everybody. Pelvic floor health is actually for everybody. You definitely need to be squeezing your butt. So that's true. Sex on drugs. This workshop will explore the nuances of engaging in sexual activity while using illicit and illicit drugs. Together, we will explore why people engage in sexual activity while on drugs, the nuances of substance use and consent, the harm reduction strategies around having sex on substances. Very nice, very nice. Eugenics in Appalachia, contraceptive methods, understanding the options, cycle tracking, because you want to keep up with your cycle. You want to make sure that you're not going to be having a baby, right? Navigating sex, pleasure, liberation as a differently abled person. All right, now let's get back to that video that we started with so that we can see what the hell is going on here.
Get down with yourself, explore your own body. Masturbation is really healthy, and I recommend it to people of all ages. All ages. As soon as my nephews could talk.
You see how she made the point, all ages. All ages. That does not sound like a very good idea. Doesn't sound like, now you want to be aware of things, but
they were doing that. That's what they were doing. Kids touch themselves. Kids start to ask questions, and we teach them the language for their bodies, right? Touch your nose, show Aunt T.
Yeah, but you know what children do. Children just do that stuff. And you say, hey, yeah, that's your penis. Don't be messing with your penis too much because, you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable because you're playing with your penis. You are a child, and you do need to learn the rules of living in a society. Yeah, so you can touch your nose, but are you going to tell your kid, hey, touch your penis, and then you're going to tell them to rub it? Like how far does this go? This is disgusting. Look at her smiling. She's like, yeah, I taught him how to grab his penis and start whacking it.
Touch your nose, but my sister's not saying that when they're tugging at their penis, right? But
well, why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she say, oh, yeah, that's your penis. That's your penis. That is your penis. That's not that big of a deal. But teaching them to masturbate is probably not going to help.
It's good, right? We have to learn ways to talk to young people about this so that they know how to explore their body consensually so that it's not in public, right? We don't want people exploring their bodies.
What do you mean consensually? Is it masturbating or are they having sex? And who are they having sex with? And you're teaching this to children? What? Consensually, you need somebody's permission for that.
Consensual.
Yeah, you need permission for that. So where are we getting at here? Where are we getting at with this?
So that it's not in public, right? We don't
Right.
want people exploring their bodies in public. That's not consensual. But exploring your body
That's because everyone else around you is not consenting to seeing you masturbate.
at any age, grandmas, grandpas, all of us need to be exploring our bodies. That's how we should.
We don't need to be exploring our bodies. We don't need to be doing any of that. I love that people say that you need to do this. You need to do that. No, you don't. You don't need to masturbate. You don't have to jack off. If anything, it's a distraction. It's a good distraction. It'll keep you in the bed and you'll drain out all your energy and you won't have much to do. But the problem is, if you do this all the time, you're going to be doing it all the time and you have to do it more and more and more and more and more. Why is this a good habit to teach children? Why? I don't understand it. Is there anyone out there who can explain it to me where it is healthy for the children, but I don't think that it's healthy for the children. I think that the underlying results that can happen from this stuff is incredibly scary for children. Because when you open up these floodgates, you have to understand that already a children's sex ed camp already is going to attract predators. Already. But what is the point of this camp if that's not?